Hello and welcome to another edition of the Totally Tranmere Podcast. I am Matthew Jones from Total Tranmere, Twitter page and online, and we've also got with us again Paul Harper. Hi Paul.
Matthew.
How's everything going?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yourself?
Yes, just recovered from the disappointing long trip to MK Dons on Saturday, but we're getting there, and we all know that we'll pick up 3 points against Southampton on Saturday, so it's all okay.
An optimistic outlook, I like it.
Well, it's just the kind of thing Tranmere would do after a disappointing defeat like they got at Milton Keynes, to go and raise their game against one of the better sides in the division and get a good 3 points.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we did it last season with a 2-1 win. And yeah, there's no reason why Les and the boys can't lift the game and get a positive result at against Southampton.
Looking back to Saturday, very disappointing result against the Milton Keynes Dons, but not completely undeserved one, you have to say. Milton Keynes completely dominated the game in midfield. Ash Taylor got bullied all over the shop by Jabo Obira, who of course a target of Les Parry in the summer, and our passing game, especially in midfield, just simply wasn't good enough.
No, exactly. I mean, I think it was 27% or something ridiculous like that we had possession-wise. Just really not good enough. Punting long balls forward, and then you were just inviting pressure back onto the defence, and it was disappointing, really. We had a strong team out there as well, obviously without Goodison, which is always a hindrance, but like you say, Milton Keynes just deserved a win. They bullied Ash Taylor in particular. All those people that were mocking possibility of us signing Jabo Obira, well, he showed exactly what he can do in this division. Just bullied Ash Taylor, showed his strength. He's strong on the ball, and he was running rings around Ash, unfortunately.
Well, the problem for us, I felt, was John Welsh and Josh Labby in midfield. As soon as they got the ball, they gave it away, and for the Milton Keynes Dons, their passing and movement was just absolutely phenomenal. It was so quick. It's very easy for them, and Tranmere at times just couldn't get close to their midfielders, and that was the main reason why they were able to get around us so easily. I mean, defensively, we played quite well. There was a lot of pressure on the defence, but the likes of McChrystal and Kay had very strong games. It's just in midfield we lost the battle, and as such we didn't get enough of the ball, we didn't get enough chances, and they got quite a few chances, and they took 2 of them after mistakes by Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see what the team that Les put out, actually, with obviously with Bakayoko back in the side, but playing sort of left side of midfield. So rather than packing the midfield and trying to sort of get hold of the ball in the midfield and dominate the midfield, it was like, well, we're going to play a full back on the left side of midfield to try and help Creswell, who was playing left back, but it didn't really work that way. And then we had obviously Welsh and Labadie just getting sort of outnumbered and sort of bullied in the midfield. It just didn't seem to make sense in the midfield at all, really.
Well, I think a lot of fans have been calling for Zoom to be selected as well as Cresswell for some time now in a 4-4-2 formation, but it just Zoom had a particularly good second half going forward. He was one of our main threats, and he had a couple of chances, but first half he was non-existent, and in particular he gave no cover whatsoever to Aaron Cresswell, who they doubled up on all the time, and Cresswell did admirably well to keep them out, as both their goals came from the right hand side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Bakayoko fan, but I would say defensively he's probably better than Cresswell. So if it had been me picking the side, I would have put Zoom in the defence with Creswell further forward. But like you say, 2 full backs down the left hand side, you would have thought that they would double up down that left flank to the right winger, to make to cover that side of the field. And like you say, Creza did well on that side, and the goals came from the other side. But it was a bit disappointing to hear the reports on Zoom's performance, really.
It was a strange team selection, I have to say. I mean, I thought playing Zoom could work out quite well, but earlier in the season, Dale Jennings had arguably his best game for Tranmere against MK Dons, playing on the left wing, and he just didn't get that opportunity playing in the centre in this game when he could have really had a go at Danny Woodard yet again at right back. But he's a centre forward, so it's good to see him play there. But perhaps it was the wrong game for him to start up there.
Yeah, perhaps you're right. I mean, there was a lot of talk before the game that Dale was going to get sort of double marked out of the game, etc., etc. So maybe Les was trying to
A little bit of a curveball.
Yeah, a little bit of a curveball, maybe a little bit of protection, or maybe trying to sort of create a bit of space in the wide areas that we could have exploited, but obviously it didn't work out as planned.
It's disappointing, I have to say, that we didn't get Alfred Aliou in the game more, and that was obviously very much down to the passing or lack of it by the centre midfielders, because he had quite a lot of space at times, and he made a couple of darting runs in the first half, but second half never really featured just because we just didn't get the ball to him, and as one of our main attacking threats, you've got to question why that is.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he looks a good prospect. He's a nippy player, got good pace, 2 good feet as well, and he gives us something that we don't have in any of the other players in the squad, and that is he takes people on and he tries to get past someone. We just don't have that in the team, and obviously without the ball at his feet, he's got no chance, has he really?
In defence, though, it was a pretty solid performance, bar Ash Taylor's 2 errors for the goal. He missed kick for the first goal and got rolled far too easily for the second, but it was great to see a very solid performance by new signing Mark McChrystal, who had an absolutely fantastic game. He made a terrific goal line clearance in the first half, and he was solid throughout. He won loads of headers, quite a few tackles, and he barely put a foot wrong, so that looks like a very solid signing by Les, especially a good thing because he was doubted by many when he was brought in.
Yeah, I mean, he's not been playing I don't think he's been playing at the highest standard in the Irish League with was it Derry City?
It was.
So I mean, obviously you can question the signing from that evidence, but from what we've seen so far, he looks a good solid player. From what the players have been saying in the papers the last sort of 2 or 3 days, he seems to be sort of a leader type in the team, which we don't really have either. So that's a plus point as well. Won a lot of headers, so yeah, it's looking a good signing, definitely.
And moving on from the MK Dons game, but looking forward to Southampton the weekend. As we've said already, just the kind of game you can see us raising our game and winning. What are the key things for us to do you think, Paul?
Well, obviously we've got to keep hold of the ball. If you give Southampton too much possession, they're going to exploit you with the likes of Lambert, the young lads, Chamberlain, who's been in the news recently. They've got good pace, so it's key that we keep hold of the ball. Once we get it, don't give it away easily. We've got to try and keep possession as best we can. And obviously, let's try and get Enoch and Jennings into the game. Create some chances for them.
Well, they've got goals all over their team. I was looking at their statistics last night. Lambert's got 9, but on top of that, you've got Doprado's got 8, Barnard's got 8, I think Lallana's got 8 as well, and Chamberlain's got 6. So as an attacking unit, they're very strong, but they're not so great in defence. They have got a weakness there, and I think if Tranmere can put the pressure on them early, get a couple of early strikes in, they might just have a chance of winning the game. Obviously, we've got to stay tight at the back, and that'll be difficult without Goodison, but if we need to take the game to them, I think as long as we do that, and as you say, keep hold of the ball and put pressure on them, there's a good chance we can do that. I think the fans need to get behind the team as well. It's very important to have a positive atmosphere going into the game, which of course is not easy, but if we can do that, then there's every chance we can get the 3 points.
Yeah, definitely, totally agree. They've obviously got good attacking options. You don't beat someone 6-0 away from home as they did last week at Oldham. If you've not got good forwards, but like you say, maybe the weakness is at the back. Not sure who plays sort of central defence for them. But
they've got Radi Jaidi, who's a very experienced player, but
it's not the quickest then. if he's pushing his mid-30s. So maybe that's an area that someone like Nico Jennings can exploit.
Indeed, yeah, definitely, especially if he's playing up front. But you'd think that the player that Jaidi will be marking will be unofficial.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Tranmere have done well in the games against the bigger teams or the better teams at home. Thinking back to Charlton and Brighton, where we got positive results there. So, there's every chance that we could put in a really good performance like we did those days and get something from this. No reason at all.
Definitely, I agree. Team news ahead of the game. Goodison looks likely to be out once again. He's got a bad knee injury, but Marlon Brooms could return, which could be a big plus for Tranmere, but it's a case of whether Les Pye selects him. Obviously, Harry confirmed that the player has handed in a transfer request this week. More on that later. Other team news, it looks like Alfred Aliou is fine. He played on Saturday after going back to West Brom for some treatment on an injury. Catalina and Blanchard, though, still out, so Tranmere without 3 main centre-backs. Is that a worry still?
It is a little bit. Like you say, McChrystal's done well the last couple of games, but we've had a lot of injuries in the defence. This has been going on all season, hasn't it, really? Catalina seems to come in, play a couple of good games, get injured, comes back. Obviously, Max is out for Blanchard is out for 6 weeks now, so there's another option that we can't use. We put out a stat on Twitter that we've used probably about 10 or 12 different defenders.
I think it's 14 defenders this year, of which 9 have played at centre back.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you can't get a settled back four. Obviously, we've had 2 or 3 goalkeepers there as well. You need a settled back four to build a nice, strong relationship